The galaxy was silent when the story of the alien empire spread. For centuries, they had moved like a storm, world after world falling before their fleet. 164 victories stood as proof of their power. No planet had stopped them, no species had survived them. Their record was flawless, their pride untouchable. And now their eyes turned toward Earth. To them, it was only another planet, another weak home for a fragile species. The commanders of the Empire laughed as their warships gathered. "This will be Victory 165, one officer said, his cold eyes shining with arrogance. They had studied humans, seen their small wars, their divisions, their fragile peace to the Empire. Earth looked unprepared. But under the quiet blue sky of the planet, something unseen waited. When the alien fleet arrived, they expected panic. They expected to see humans screaming, begging, or sending desperate signals for help. But the planet was calm. The cities still glowed with their lights. The ocean still moved with waves. No mass surrender came. No frightened leaders knelt before them. "Strange," the alien commander whispered, his voice low as he looked at his screens. "Why do they not bow?" His second-in-command smirked. "They are frozen with fear, my lord. They are too simple to understand what is coming." Yet even as the words left his mouth, strange signals rose from Earth, hidden codes moving through the deep ocean cables, echoes humming in the mountains. The aliens scanned but could not explain. Their technology detected patterns too organized, too sharp. On the ground, humans looked at the skies, but did not scream. A woman, standing in a crowded square, whispered to her child, "Do not fear the dark clouds. They are only shadows." The child asked softly, "Will they hurt us, Mama?" And she held his hand tighter. "No, my son, because this is our home." In underground bunkers, generals sat in silence, not rushing, not panicking. They watched the alien fleet spread across the orbit. They listened to the laughter echoing through intercepted signals. And then one general said, his voice calm, "Wait, not yet. Let them think we are weak." In the alien flagship, the mood was bold. "Send the first wave," the commander ordered. Warships broke from formation, dropping fire across the skies. Explosions flashed in the atmosphere. Flames touched the edge of the oceans. Alien soldiers shouted, "Victory again! Victory again!" But then their voices grew quieter because the humans still did not run. The cities did not fall apart. The lights did not vanish. Instead, the Earth itself seemed to tremble. The alien commander frowned. "What is this?" he asked. His screens showed rising energy spikes from deep underground, massive readings too strong to belong to weak humans. "Impossible," he growled. At the edge of the ocean, massive steel doors opened beneath the waves. Shadows rose like giants, one by one. Colossal human ships lifted from the water, silent and dark. Their shapes were sharp, their armor stronger than anything the aliens had seen. "What are those?" the alien officers gasped. A voice broke through their comms. Not fearful, not weak, but firm and cold. "This is Earth. You should have never come here." The alien bridge fell silent. For the first time in 164 victories, their confidence cracked. Still, they fired. Blinding beams cut through the sky, shaking mountains. But the human ships moved with unnatural speed. They did not fight like prey. They hunted like predators. Alien cannons missed, human weapons struck, slicing through shields as if they were paper. The alien commander shouted, "Increase power!" "Destroy them!" But every order met failure. One by one, their ships vanished in burning silence. Human defenses had not been built overnight. They had been built in secret for years. For the day when someone dared to test Earth on the ground, a boy pointed at the night sky, filled with streaks of fire. "Mama, are we winning?" She looked up at the glowing heavens and whispered, "Yes, child, we are showing them who we are." The battle had only begun. But the aliens already knew this was no ordinary planet. This was no easy victory. This was the grave of their arrogance. The galaxy, watching from afar, did not yet understand, but soon they would. Because Earth was not like the others, and nothing would ever be the same. The alien fleet spread wider around Earth, their ships circling like predators. Their commander stood tall on the bridge. His eyes locked on the blue planet below. His voice carried cold authority. "This world is strange, but it will fall, just like the others." His officers nodded, but unease crept into their faces. They had expected fear, fire, and surrender. Instead, they found silence, calm, and hidden power. The readings on their screens still pulsed with mysterious signals from Earth. "What are they hiding?" one officer whispered. But no one answered. On the ground, hidden bunkers hummed with energy. In the mountains, steel doors slid open, revealing weapons that had never seen the light of day. A young soldier looked at his commander and asked, "Sir, are we ready for this?" The commander gave no smile, no comfort, only a firm nod. "We have been ready for years. They think Earth is weak. But we were waiting for this moment." In a secret control room, screens lit up with the alien fleet's positions. Generals studied every move with calm eyes. One general whispered, "Patience, let them strike deeper. Then we will answer." The aliens launched the next wave. Hundreds of ships broke formation, firing blazing energy that lit up the atmosphere. Explosions echoed across oceans and deserts. The earth shook, skies burned. And yet humanity did not break. Instead, massive anti-orbit cannons rose from hidden craters, their barrels glowing with blue fire. A single order came across the comms. "Target locked. Fire!" Bolts of pure energy tore through the skies. Alien warships that had once crushed empires fell burning, their wreckage raining into the seas. The alien commander slammed his fist. "Impossible! These humans cannot fight like this." Still, the aliens pushed harder, dropping soldiers onto the surface, armored and armed with blades of energy. But on the ground, humans were waiting. In forests, in cities, and in deserts, soldiers in black armor emerged. Their rifles hummed with strange power. Shots rang out, cutting through alien shields. One alien warrior hissed in fear as he fell. "This is not how it was meant to be," his commander barked. "Hold your line, they are only flesh." But even as he shouted, he saw his warriors break, because the humans did not retreat. They hunted, they struck from shadows. They fought with fury, born not of conquest, but of survival. A mother hiding with her son in a ruined house whispered to him, "Close your eyes, child. Do not listen to their screams." But the boy peeked through a broken window and saw the humans rising. He saw soldiers firing, machines roaring, and alien giants falling. His eyes lit with hope. "Mama, we are not losing." "Are we?" She pressed her lips against his hair. "No, my child. We are showing them Earth cannot be taken." In orbit, the alien commander felt the weight of something he had never known. Doubt. His fleet had never been pushed back, never been forced to fight so hard. He turned to his officers. "How many losses?" The answer came in a trembling voice. 73 ships, my lord. Destroyed within minutes." Silence fell over the bridge. The commander gritted his teeth. "Send the dreadnoughts. We will crush them with overwhelming power." From the dark void, massive alien warships advanced, each one larger than a city. Their cannons glowed with deadly force. The skies over Earth turned red as their weapons charged. But then, from the oceans, from the mountains, and from the deserts, humanity answered. Gigantic warships rose, their hulls black and sharp. Moving faster than thought possible, they formed a wall between Earth and the invaders. One human captain's voice echoed through comms. "You have destroyed many worlds, but your victories end here." The clash shook space itself. Alien dreadnoughts unleashed firestorms, yet human ships cut through them with precision. Their weapons bent space, their shields absorbed impossible blasts. One by one, the massive alien ships broke apart. Collapsing into fire and silence, panic spread across the alien fleet. "Retreat, retreat!" soldiers cried. But their commander's voice thundered, "No retreat, no defeat." Yet even he could see the truth. This was no victory waiting to be claimed. This was a trap they had walked into on Earth. People watched the sky filled with burning streaks. Some prayed, some wept, but all felt something new in their hearts. Pride for the first time. They were not victims, they were defenders. A boy whispered to his mother, "They cannot beat us." "Can they?" and she smiled through tears. "No, child, because this is our world, and no one takes it from us." As the alien commander stared at the destruction of his fleet, a chilling thought struck him. For centuries, they had conquered without fear, without challenge. But Earth was different. Earth was not prey. Earth was the predator in waiting. His voice fell low, heavy with dread. What have we awakened? And far below, humanity prepared for the next strike, knowing the battle was only beginning. The wreckage of alien ships burned in Earth's orbit, sending fiery trails across the night sky. People on the ground stared upward with wide eyes, some whispering prayers, others standing in silent awe. For the first time in history, Earth was under attack from the stars. Yet humanity was not broken. In underground command centers, screens glowed red with incoming enemy signals. Generals studied maps and numbers, their voices steady even as chaos raged above. "The enemy has regrouped," one officer said. "They are pulling forces from the outer edge of their fleet." The room fell quiet until the head general spoke. "Good, let them come closer. The trap is not ready yet." On the alien flagship, the commander stood rigid. His fleet had never faced such resistance. 73 ships gone in minutes. Dreadnoughts falling like prey. It was unthinkable. His second-in-command leaned forward, whispering, "Perhaps we should pull back, regroup, study them longer." The commander's eyes burned. "No, weakness here means rebellion at home. We crush them now, or we are finished." His voice echoed through the fleet. "Prepare all ships, deploy ground armies in full strength. Earth will burn." The invasion began at dawn. Massive carriers dropped legions of armored soldiers onto Earth's surface. Their weapons glowed with alien energy. Their voices screamed in languages humans could not understand. Cities shook as alien forces marched through the streets, blasting through buildings. Smoke covered the skies. Children cried in shelters. Families huddled in silence, but from the shadows, humanity struck in a ruined street. A squad of human soldiers crouched behind fallen concrete. One young fighter asked, his hands shaking, "How do we fight this? They are too strong." His commander placed a firm hand on his shoulder. "Listen to me. They may have numbers, but we have something greater. This is our home, and we will not surrender it." The order was given, and the squad opened fire. Their weapons, strange and powerful, tore through alien armor. Sparks and screams filled the air. The aliens staggered back, not used to such resistance. Across the planet, secret bases opened, releasing war machines hidden for decades in the deserts. Armored tanks rose from underground silos in the oceans. Submarines surfaced armed with weapons that could pierce even dreadnought hulls. Everywhere the aliens advanced, humans were there to meet them. Not in retreat, but in defiance. An alien captain shouted in disbelief as his troops fell. "This world is cursed. Its people do not know fear." In a small village, a mother gathered children in a basement. She held them close, whispering, "Stay quiet, my loves. The noise above will pass." Suddenly the ground shook as an alien warrior crashed through the roof. Towering above them, his glowing blade raised high. The children screamed, but before the strike could fall, a shadow appeared behind him. A human soldier in black armor struck, his weapon cutting through the alien. The giant collapsed. The soldier looked at the mother and said calmly, "Protect them. We will protect you," then vanished back into the smoke. Above the planet, the alien commander grew restless. His forces reported heavy losses. "They cannot be this strong," he muttered. Not after only centuries of growth. His officers avoided his gaze, fear creeping in. "Their technology is advanced, perhaps older than we thought," one said carefully. The commander slammed his fist. "No, they are weak. They must be weak." Yet deep inside, doubt twisted like a knife. In the mountains of South America, humans prepared their greatest weapon. A ship the size of a city, hidden for generations. Its hull gleamed black as it rose from a cavern. Soldiers cheered as it powered up. A commander spoke into the comms. "This is Guardian 1. We are ready for battle." The skies trembled as the ship rose higher, its engines shaking the ground. Alien scouts saw it and panicked. "They have capital ships. They were hiding them." The news spread like fire through the alien fleet. The battle in orbit grew darker. Alien ships pushed closer, their weapons scorching Earth's atmosphere. Human warships moved in formation, fast and precise, tearing holes in the enemy line. An alien officer whispered to his commander, "We should have never come here." But the commander refused to hear. His pride blinded him. Yet fear lingered in his eyes. On the ground, a boy clung to his mother as the night sky turned red with explosions. "Mama, will we live?" he asked, his voice trembling. She kissed his forehead, whispering, "Yes, because Earth will not fall. We are not like the others." Outside, the rumble of tanks and the screams of alien warriors filled the air. Humanity was not only fighting, humanity was winning piece by piece. As dawn broke, the aliens realized their mistake. Earth was no weak planet. Earth was a fortress hidden in plain sight. Every strike they made was answered with fury. Every step they took forward was pushed back with blood. The alien commander finally stared at the burning skies and whispered, "What kind of world is this?" But it was too late for questions. Because Earth had already shown its true face, the hunters had become the hunted. The night sky burned with fire as wreckage from alien ships rained down into the oceans and forests. The world trembled under the weight of battle, but Earth was far from defeated, in bunkers deep below the ground. Commanders watched glowing maps as the enemy pressed harder. One officer whispered, "They keep coming." Wave after wave, another shook his head. "They cannot stop if they retreat." "Their empire will collapse," the head general spoke firmly. "Then we will show them collapse begins here, on the alien flagship." The commander paced, his face twisted with fury as reports of losses poured in. 3 dreadnoughts destroyed, 6 carriers gone. "Ground armies scattered," his second-in-command bowed low. "My lord, the humans. They fight like no other. Their weapons are beyond prediction." The commander slammed his fist against the control table, sparks flying. "Do not speak to me of their strength. They are only flesh, they will break." Yet his own eyes betrayed doubt. He turned to the stars, where Earth floated like a silent predator. In the ruins of a city, a squad of alien soldiers advanced through smoke and ash. Their armored boots crushed debris, their glowing rifles ready. Suddenly, shadows moved. Human soldiers emerged from broken buildings, firing with deadly precision. Explosions lit the streets. The aliens fell one after another. An alien warrior shouted in disbelief, "They are everywhere." "How can they be everywhere?" From the rooftops, a human sniper whispered, "You came to the wrong world before pulling the trigger." Meanwhile, across the oceans, Earth revealed another secret. Vast hangars hidden under waves opened, releasing warships unlike any ever seen. Their hulls glistened black, their engines silent yet powerful. They rose like leviathans from the deep, hundreds of them, each armed with weapons designed in shadows and tested in silence. Civilians watching from the coast gasped. "We had these all along." A soldier standing guard only muttered, "No. We built them for this day." The alien fleet saw them rise, and panic spread. "More ships, endless ships," one officer screamed. The commander bared his teeth. "Do not fear shadows. Destroy them." The battle in orbit exploded with fury. Alien cannons fired torrents of burning light, but the human ships moved too fast, bending space, striking with blades of energy that pierced shields. Alien vessels tore apart in silence, explosions painting the black void red and gold. For the first time in their long history of conquest, the Empire felt hunted on Earth's surface. People huddled in shelters, listening to the endless thunder above. A father held his daughter close, whispering, "Close your eyes, my love. We will see the sunrise together." The little girl's voice shook. "But will the sky stop burning?" Her father kissed her forehead. "Yes, because it is burning for them, not for us." Outside, alien screams echoed as human forces pushed them back street by street. The alien commander's voice turned sharp. "Call in the war beasts." From massive carriers, towering machines dropped to Earth. Creatures fused with metal and fire. Their roars shook the air. Their claws tearing through steel, they charged into human lines, destroying tanks and crushing buildings. For a moment, fear touched the defenders. A soldier whispered, "How do we kill these monsters?" His commander's voice was steady. "The same way we kill everything together." Hidden missiles launched from tunnels. War drones swarmed the beasts. One by one, the monsters fell, leaving only fire and silence. Above, the alien commander could no longer deny the truth. "This world is no prey," he admitted under his breath. "This world is a trap." His officers trembled. Unsure whether to speak, finally one asked, "Shall we retreat?" His answer was bitter. "Retreat means death. Victory is the only way." Yet even he knew victory was slipping away. In the mountains of Asia, humanity unveiled yet another terror. Colossal cannons carved into stone fired beams that split the skies. Entire alien squadrons disintegrated in Africa. A hidden fleet cloaked in storms revealed itself, raining destruction on enemy formations. In Antarctica, icy caverns opened to release war machines that had been sleeping for generations. Humanity had not been waiting helpless. Humanity had been preparing in silence. A young boy stood with his mother on a hillside, watching the heavens burn. "Mama, will the stars always look like this?" She squeezed his hand. "No, my son, the stars will shine again. But first, they must burn for those who thought we were weak." By midnight, the alien fleet was in chaos. Ships collided, trying to escape the relentless human assault. Commanders screamed orders no one could follow. The once proud armada that conquered 164 worlds was breaking in the flagship. Silence fell as the commander stared at the impossible sight before him. His armada dying, his power slipping, his legacy burning. His whisper was almost a prayer. What kind of demons are these humans? But below, humanity was not finished. The greatest weapon was still waiting. Silent, unseen, ready to strike. The earth itself seemed to breathe as the final stage of defense stirred awake. And in the darkness, a voice carried through secret channels. "They thought they knew war, but they have never faced us." The battle raged across the skies and oceans. But Earth was not finished. Humanity had revealed weapons hidden for generations. But the true heart of their defense was still silent, in bunkers deep beneath the continents. A network of generals watched as alien fleets struggled in chaos. One officer turned to the commander, his voice trembling. "Sir, the aliens are breaking. Their ships scatter, but they still have numbers." The commander's eyes narrowed. "Then it is time, wake the guard." The room fell silent before alarms sounded. Unlocking systems no one outside Earth had ever known. From the depths of mountains, seas, and frozen ice, Titanic hangars opened, shadows moved. Immense ships larger than cities rising from the earth. They had been built in silence. Fueled by fear of the day the stars would bring war, these were not ordinary ships. These were war machines designed for one purpose: total annihilation. Their name whispered in secret by the few who knew. The Death World Guard above Earth, alien officers stared at their screens. Their voices shook. "What is this? New ships? Impossible!" "They cannot hide such power." Their commander's face paled as he watched massive black vessels rise, each one glowing with terrible light. He whispered the words he never thought he would say. "We underestimated them." On the ground, families hiding in shelters heard the rumble of the guard awakening. The walls shook, the earth trembled, and a young child asked, "Mama, what is happening?" The mother held him close, her voice firm though her heart raced. "It is the sound of our world fighting back." In villages and cities, people who had once feared now felt pride. The earth itself seemed alive. The alien commander gave the order, "Destroy them before they join the fight." His fleets turned their fire on the rising giants. Beams of energy brighter than suns rained down, shaking mountains and boiling seas. But when the light faded, the human ships still stood. Their shields shimmered, their hulls unbroken. Then their weapons fired. What followed was terror. Beams that bent space ripped through entire formations. Alien dreadnoughts split apart in seconds. Fleets that had crushed countless civilizations were torn to dust. Alien officers screamed across channels, "We cannot fight this. We cannot fight them." One ship after another vanished in fire. The humans did not fight like prey defending their nest. They fought like predators reclaiming their territory. Inside the flagship, chaos spread. Officers shouted conflicting orders. The commander gripped his chair, rage and fear mixing. "Hold the line. If we retreat, we die." But even he saw the truth. His armada was unraveling. Century after century of conquest meant nothing now. His pride broke when another officer cried, "Half the fleet is gone, my lord, gone!" On the battlefield below, human soldiers pushed back alien ground forces. Their rifles cut down warriors who had never known defeat. Tanks roared through ruined streets. Drones filled the skies. In the middle of smoke and fire, a wounded alien soldier gasped his last words. "Your world is death itself," before collapsing. A human fighter standing over him whispered coldly, "Yes, you should have stayed away, in orbit." The Death World Guard moved as one, their cannons never missing, their movements precise and cold. Entire clusters of enemy ships vanished with every strike. One officer on Earth watched the feed and whispered, "This is no battle anymore. This is an execution." Civilians who once wept now cheered, their voices rising, "Earth, Earth, Earth." The alien commander looked at his dying fleet and realized the unthinkable. "We are not the conquerors here. We are the prey," his second-in-command whispered. "We must retreat. It is our only chance." But the commander's voice broke. "There is nowhere to retreat. They will never let us go." For the first time in his long life, he felt fear like a knife above the burning skies. A single human warship broadcast a message across all channels. The voice was calm, steady, and merciless. "You came to our world thinking it weak. You thought we would bow, but you will leave nothing behind. Not ships, not soldiers, not whispers of your pride. This is Earth, and no invader survives here." As the guard advanced, alien fleets collapsed. Ships tried to flee, but were dragged back into battle by gravity weapons. Others detonated, their captains choosing death over capture. The stars themselves seemed to burn with the fire of the fallen. On the ground, people looked up and saw the heavens glowing red. A young boy whispered to his mother, "Is it over?" She pulled him close. "Not yet, but soon. They will never hurt us again." By the end of the night, the galaxy's most feared armada was no more. Wreckage filled the orbit, oceans swallowed burning debris, and silence returned slowly to the skies. On the flagship, the alien commander sat frozen. His empire shattered, his legacy turned to ashes. His final words before his ship erupted into flame were heavy with despair. "We should have never come, but for Earth." This was only the beginning. The galaxy now knew humanity's secret. The Death World Guard had awakened, and nothing in the stars would ever look at Earth the same again. The sky above Earth was no longer filled with enemy fire. It glowed instead with the burning remains of ships that had once been called unstoppable. Oceans swallowed twisted wreckage, mountains shook as fragments fell, and cities watched in silence as the alien empire's armada became nothing more than ashes. Humanity stood, scarred but unbroken. In bunkers and shelters, families stepped outside, staring at the night sky painted in streaks of red and gold. A child tugged at his mother's sleeve, whispering, "Mama, are they gone?" She looked upward with tears in her eyes. "Yes, my son, they are gone, and they will never come back." On the ground, soldiers moved through ruined streets. Their faces tired but proud. They had fought in shadows, in fire, in blood, and yet they stood. One young fighter leaned against a wall, his rifle still warm. "We did it," he whispered. "We actually did it." His commander looked at him, eyes heavy but burning with pride. "No, soldier, we did more than survive. We ended them." In the distance, the cheers of survivors rose, echoing through broken cities. Their voices carried a new truth. Earth had faced the storm, and the storm had shattered. Far above, the Death World Guard moved in silence. Massive black ships drifting like watchful giants. They did not celebrate. They did not boast. They only stood ready, waiting for the next shadow that dared to rise. From orbit, their presence was terrifying, an unspoken warning to any who looked upon the blue planet below. Across the galaxy, the news spread like wildfire. Planets whispered of Earth. Empires held meetings in secret. Rulers who had once laughed at the small, fragile world now trembled on distant stations. Alien traders muttered, Did you hear? The Empire lost all of them. Not one ship returned, another answered in fear. Impossible. They had 164 victories. How can they fall now? The reply was cold. Because they chose the wrong world. In the alien homeworld, silence filled the grand halls of power. Generals who once boasted of conquest stared at empty screens. No signals returned from their fleet. No voices came back, only static and silence. One elder whispered, "An empire dies not with rebellion, not with betrayal, but with arrogance." They had thought Earth was another victim. Instead, Earth had become their grave. Meanwhile, in the ruins of a shattered city, a boy stood among the rubble with his father. "Papa, will the stars attack us again?" The father knelt, placing a hand on his son's shoulder. "The stars will fear us now. They will remember what happened here. This was the day Earth showed its teeth." The boy looked to the sky, flames still glowing above, and whispered, "Then we are safe." His father nodded slowly. "Safer than anyone else has ever been." In hidden council chambers beneath the earth, human leaders gathered. Their voices carried no joy, only determination. One spoke firmly. "The galaxy now knows what we are. They will come again. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not this year, but one day others will test us." Another answered. "Then we must be ready. The guard will remain awake. And the stars will never forget." They raised no flags. They held no parades, for humanity knew the fight was not over. It had only begun, but beyond the fear, beyond the smoke, a legend was already being born in spaceports and colonies far from Earth. Whispers grew. The humans are not prey. They are predators. They are the Deathworlders, the ones who turned hunters into ashes. In the darkness between stars, the name of Earth became a curse spoken by the arrogant and a prayer whispered by the weak. On the final wreck of the alien flagship, drifting silent in orbit, one human boarding party found the body of the alien commander. His eyes were open, frozen in disbelief. His final words had been carved into the log. "We should have never come." The human captain who read it closed the file and said to his crew, "Let that be the warning to every empire. Earth is not to be touched." As dawn rose over the battered world, the people of Earth stepped into the light with new strength. They were no longer hidden, no longer underestimated. The galaxy had laughed at them, had mocked them as fragile. But now the laughter was gone, replaced by silence, fear, and respect. Humanity had not just survived an invasion. Humanity had destroyed the invaders completely. The stars above seemed calm again, but those who watched closely could feel it. Something had changed forever. Earth was no longer a world waiting for protection. It was a power to be feared. And in every shadowed corner of the galaxy, the story began to spread. After 164 victories, the Empire dared to attack Earth, and nothing survived the battle.